Welcome to a winner's edition of Six Rings and Counting. I'm your host, Corey Idle, and joining me, as always, the man, the myth, the fantasy football legend, 1-0 in fantasy, 1-0 in the AFC North. Wow, my mind just brain farted thinking about how great you are at fantasy football. Intro over, Mr. Lou Willard. Lou, how are we doing?
And what you forgot was I'm 1-0 in their hearts.
Oh,
I am undefeated when it comes to being in their hearts.
Of course.
Because my teams are so great. Look, my Steelers won, albeit we will talk about that clearly because it was ugly count. I'll leave it at ugly counts. But my fantasy football teams, I had to learn the rules. I look at all that shit. Now, best ball. What's best ball? I'm trying to make a lineup. They're like, hey, dummy, you picked your team. That's it. Oh, okay. And I'm crushing it. Who knew?
I think pretty much everybody that knew you knew is my
everybody
guess.
but me. Everybody but me.
Let's talk about the other winners this week and what I think is the big winners this week. The Pittsburgh Steelers, Yin's team. Holy cow, Lou. I don't know if Justin Fields heard the show and was like, yo, F Corey Idle, but he pretty much went out of his way to make me look like the biggest ass that ever opened his mouth in sports media.
No, look what happened in that game as far as both quarterbacks go, and I'm sure we'll talk about Aaron too here in a little bit, but I don't give a damn if you're a competitor. You hear what people say about you when they swap teams. So both of those quarterbacks wanted to win that game so bad they both showed their ass. Now, will there be a drop-off of either one of them? I'm not 100% sure there will be. And I'm not saying Aaron's going to throw 4 touchdown passes every week because that's not going to happen.
Sure.
No one's throwing, 68 touchdown passes?
That's
whatever
insane.
number that would be. That's not happening. But nonetheless, Justin Fields is still going to have a good year because he has a coach that truly believes in him and is willing to work with him and has made it clear to him, don't look over your shoulder, kid. You go. And as you go, we go.
Yep.
And he's built that team around him. And he's also paired him up with Garrett Wilson, who was already there. And they played together at Ohio State. And there's already that chemistry and that connection. And it works. Aaron
100%.
Rodgers is coming from a different point of view of, oh, no one in the league thought I could play? Okay, Seattle, you next.
Yep.
He doesn't have a grudge against Seattle, but they just happen to be on the schedule. And they happen to be a team who switched quarterbacks and never considered bringing him in once they knew they were going away from Geno. And they went to Sam Darnold, of all people, who's had one resurgent year of his career. And credit to him, kudos to him for sticking around when most people would have washed out of the league.
Oh, yeah. But we are going to have to talk about Sam Darnold's performance versus what we saw, because it is a very different thing. Just to break it down, and my quick thoughts on Justin Fields, that was the best game I've ever seen him play. And that's the best game I've seen the Jets play in probably 3 years. They played hard. They're going to be a good team. And I'm throwing all kinds of shade at everyone else in the AFC East. Jets are the second best team in that division right now. They are. They're on their way. And you can clearly see what Justin can do. That out of the way. Let's talk about our boys. Aaron Rodgers, 22 for 30 of 30. My goodness. 244 yards, 4 monster touchdowns. Jalen Warren, 11 for 37. Running game wasn't really there, but that wasn't the focus. DK Metcalf, this is what we love to see. Leading the charge, 4 for 83. Calvin Austin, the third, 4 for 70 and a touchdown. Prediction was right. Jonnu Smith. I told you what, Lou, I was going to get crazy with my Jonnu Smith leading receiver. 5 for 15 and a touchdown. Skowronek and Jalen Warren also had receiving touchdowns in this. Lou, I was so disappointed in our defense and so excited with the fact that we won this game with our offense.
I mean, so it all depends on how you want to look at it. Like when I cut the show after the game,
yep.
How do you want to look at it? Do you want to be positive or do you want to go with the glaring negatives?
Mm-hmm.
The glaring negatives to me are not as bad as the positive, are not as bad as the positives are good.
Yes, I agree.
Because we know, if nothing else, Mike Tomlin will take over the defense. I mean, we had this conversation last year. Neither one of us think Terrell Austin is the answer for that defense as a defensive coordinator.
No.
And that's pretty much, throughout the Steeler Nation. Everybody wants a defensive coordinator. But at the same time, he's being kept around because everybody can blame him instead of blaming Mike Tomlin. So who is it? We're running out there right now with an undersized nose tackle who's being blown off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick, or Wilson, what's his name? Wilson. What's his first name?
Patrick.
I was going to say Patrick Queen, but I mean
Wilson. Preston,
Wilson.
something like that. I don't know.
Peyton Wilson.
That
Peyton
fast
Wilson.
ass white boy. That's what I call him.
I wouldn't call him that. But Peyton Wilson even said as much, where people running out of position because they see another one of their teammates are out of position, which leaves their gap open, and that's where the ball's hitting. Yep. You can't do that. You can't do that. Because then as a defensive coordinator, how do you adjust to that? If I call this and everybody run out of position, how do we know it's not me? So then, and I just said it myself, I want a new defensive coordinator. But do we need one? Or do we have to get players that can have discipline in their assignment? But the one thing I did see that still pisses me off, Patrick Queen running around blocks and avoiding taking the block on head on.
Mm-hmm.
And Keanu Benton getting blown off the wall because he's an undersized nose tackle.
Yep.
Why isn't Black in there playing nose tackle? As big as he is, no one's moving him off the ball.
Nope.
They didn't move Casey Hampton. Dude is a taller Casey Hampton. Dude has the potential to be a taller Casey Hampton.
Yeah.
You can't move him off the ball. And then we hoping that J.J. Watt came within a foot of making 4 or 5, 4 to 6 tackles for losses, 4 to 6 yard tackles for losses. Mm-hmm. So hopefully he can catch that this week. He was facing a very mobile quarterback when he missed those. Sam Darnold is not Justin Fields in the mobility category. No. So hopefully when we get around that edge, we can bring him down or we'll force him into mistakes that Justin Fields didn't make. And Justin Fields himself made a great comment when they asked him about the game. He said, I don't hate the Steelers. He said, but my thought process going into the game is I know them better than they know what we're going to do. And he was right.
Yep.
And that was the best game the young man ever played.
Yep.
It was through no fault of his own that they lost that game.
Oh, 100%. No, he did everything he possibly could do. That was just the better team won at the end of the day. And at that moment, the better offense was on the field at the last minute. Although Jalen Ramsey's tackle was huge. Chris Boswell again comes through huge. The thing that struck me with our defense, look, I want to preface everything that I'm saying by saying that this is week 1. We had a lot of starters that didn't play coming back from injury. A lot of guys just too big to risk playing in the preseason. I understand all of that. It might take a couple games to get up to actual speed as a unit. That's fine. The thing I keep going back to, and I believe this is what you brought up, and was the first time I heard it, was why is Darius Slay on the 1?
Oh my God. Brutal.
That cannot happen again.
Brutal. He cannot run with the one.
No.
And it started making me question, because I didn't have great coverage of the game where I was. For those who want to know, I was in the U.S. Virgin Islands. So I'm scrambling to find the game. When I found it, sketchy coverage, and I'm going, damn, did I miss somebody getting hurt? Because why is he being lit up by Garrett Wilson when we have JPJ and Jalen Ramsey?
Exactly.
What the hell is going on? And their offense was doing whatever they wanted to. And you know when it started to slow? When Pittsburgh finally made the switch.
Yep.
What took a half of football to see that you needed to make that switch? And this is one thing I do want to point out. For all the fighting that went on during the game, and everybody, these guys are Neanderthals. I don't know. First off, I don't know where this spitting thing has come from in the NFL and college over the last weekend. My wife asked me, "You played that? Did you ever get spit on or spit on anybody?" I said, "Hell no," because now you just made it real personal.
Well,
that has nothing to do with football. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So while everybody's pounding on football players for that, everybody saw the exchange between Jalen Ramsey and Garrett Wilson, where they were at each other during the game. Yep. The thing I'll give them is this: did everybody see after the game where they searched each other out and shook hands and hugged and said, "Good game, man," and went their separate ways? That's what this shit is all about. It's not about all that other nonsense, fighting and spitting. Even if you fighting, that's part of it. I've been in them. After the game, win, lose, draw, shake hands. Shake hands. Because it ain't that serious. That whole spitting thing, though, we can't come back from that.
No.
Come back from that.
The best athletes, and I mean like the high level guys that you regard as like the Mean Joe Greens, right? Yeah. Those guys knew how to turn it off. You turn it on, and then when the game is over, you turn it off, because that is to use a cliche that is way overused in my opinion. That's the Coliseum. That's your field of battle.
Yeah.
And once it's done, it's done. How many times have you heard guys in and I know, again, big stretch comparing this to actual war, but how many times have you guys heard interviews with guys in World War II that were like, I don't know, that guy across from me may have been my friend. We may have had stuff in common. It happens. Once the war's over, you start to reflect on things like that. And Garrett Wilson and Jalen Ramsey are too high level of athletes to carry that kind of shit over into post game.
You know what I call them? I call them adults. They were adults.
What's that?
That's it. They were adults.
Yep.
And that's the bottom line. They went to adulting at the time you were supposed to adult. Yep. And they did it. And so kudos to them. When everybody calling football players this, that, and the other, all you want to see, they don't want to show that on ESPN or all these other outlets. They want to show the guys spitting on each other. 100%. Show these guys that got in a fight during the game, did all this woofing back and forth, and after the game, shook hands, hugged, said good game, and went their separate ways. That's what 99% of the time happens.
Yep.
So that was good. But Pittsburgh, their defense. I know we're running out of show because we took way too long on one side. We could do 2 shows out of this. That raggedy ass defense.
Yeah.
We got run over, through, and around that defense. Because we're too small in the middle. And that's the bottom line. They're getting blown back into our linebackers who are they don't have a clear path to run to the ball. Mm-hmm. So now they're catching blocks. Queen's catching them anyway. Wilson's trying to run around them because he thinks he's fast enough to get around the chaos, but you're not. Braylon, they made Breece Hall, whatever his name is, look like the next Barry Sanders. They really did. Now the kid is good.
Yep.
But damn.
Well, let's do this.
182 yards rushing?
Let's discuss what could be the next Ricky Watters in the Seattle Seahawks. Because in all honesty, there isn't much to talk about with this game. This is a home opener for the Steelers. You got a Seahawks team coming in that lost the complete opposite of a 34-32 shootout in a 17-13 loss to the San Francisco 49ers. Sam Darnold was 16-23 for 150 yards. Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet combined for 22 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba, the only player worth even discussing from this whole thing, 9 catches, 124 yards, 0 touchdowns. I am not scared of this game at all.
I am. Woo-hoo.
Okay.
Over here.
Okay, preach
over here
then.
I am.
Talk to me.
Over here I am. Because Seattle's walking in with an ass pocket full of defense.
Okay.
Defense travels.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the Jets defense did. Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers had that dog in him because they said, hey, fly across the country. Hey, have a seat. We're going a different direction. Get your ass out of here and get back on the plane.
Right.
Will he still have that dog in him? I, for one, think he will. But now, you roll out, Seattle has a very good secondary.
Mm-hmm.
Can we manipulate them the way we did the Jets? We took advantage of the Jets. Aaron Glenn is a very aggressive coach. Blitz, attack. So we said, play action here. How about you step up? We throw over you. What's Seattle going to do? I predict they'll be on their heels a little bit to see what Pittsburgh is going to do before they make their final commitment. But Witherspoon and them boys on the back end are better. Their depth is better overall than the Steelers receiving core, is what I'm getting at.
Oh, I agree.
When you look at that matchup. But overall, can their depth match up with the big ass tight ends that the Steelers are going to implement into that system?
That's the question.
So that's going to be the matchup. And my man Broderick, you got about 2 more weeks. You gave up 3. Pittsburgh gave up 4 sacks. He gave up 3 of them. Mm-hmm. Unacceptable. Everybody, well, that's his first game at left tackle. No, this is his 3rd or 4th year in the NFL. It's not his first start at tackle.
Nope.
Unacceptable.
And it's his original position. This should be more natural than anything else on that offensive line for him.
And you know how we know that? Because that's what he said. That's what he said. He said he's back to his normal position, his natural position.
Yep.
So we'll see where that goes. And then I was like, didn't we just pay Jaylen Warren? So Kenny Gainwell's our number 1 running back. I never thought it would be Caleb Johnson. Never did.
No.
But it was Kenneth Gainwell. So look for Jaylen Warren. And since we get into big predictions, my big prediction this week, Jaylen Warren will have 75, make it 80 yards rushing, and he'll have another 6 catches for another 75 yards. Jaylen Warren will go over 150 total yards and 2 touchdowns this week.
I was going to say, I'm going to tack on 2 touchdowns of what you say. I love that prediction. I am going to say, as a wild prediction, Aaron Rodgers has 1 touchdown. It is not to DK Metcalf, and we win this game. I think we win the game defensively. I don't think we put out much of an offensive production this week. And I don't think it's because of when I say offensive production, I don't mean what you saw against the Jets. I think it's a much more time management game. I can see Mike using this game and the Seahawks offense to get his defense back in gear, back in line. That's what I see. But again, my prediction against the Jets was dead ass wrong.
You can't get blown off the field by 9.5 minutes on time of possession.
No.
And win the game. You can't. Like that was a fluke.
Yep.
Everybody didn't have a kicker that can drill a 60-yard kick that could have been good from 70. First off, pay that man.
Can we talk about how good he is real quick?
He's better than he's ever been. Pay him.
He's fantastic. My gosh.
Pay the man. Just pay the man.
You can keep your nasty ass Justin Tuckers all you want. Give me a Chris Boswell, who I've never heard 2 words come out that man's mouth.
No.
He knows he's a kicker. He goes out there and kicks and goes back home. I love it.
He doesn't even deal with the media. They complain. Like, he doesn't talk to us a lot. Well, because he's a kicker. What's he going to tell y'all? Yeah, I made it. Yeah, I missed it. Was he trying to miss it? No. Was he trying to make it? Yes. There's your answer. The fuck out of here. It's the bottom line. But this game, if Pittsburgh can protect the run, Charbonnet is proven to be, he's turning out to be a better back than Kenneth Walker.
Yes.
And I have both of them on several fantasy football teams. It turns out I'm in like 15 leagues. Who knew? But nonetheless, this Charbonnet is going to have a more productive day than Kenneth Walker. What Pittsburgh has on their side is this game is in Aquashore. I'm still calling it Heinz Field, as my shirt that I wore during the game says. I'm still calling it Heinz Field. It's a 1 o'clock
Mile
game.
High, man.
3 Rivers. You mean 3 Rivers? You going back to that Denver days when you was out in Denver with that Mile High bullshit.
That's it.
They wasn't no good. We went out there and beat that ass too. But nonetheless, this game, Seattle's going to come in. They don't want Darnold throwing it all over the field.
No.
Smith and Jigma, JSN is going to get his, I will say, 11 catches, 110 yards, no scores. If he gets one, it'll be late. But he'll have a very productive day from a fantasy standpoint. But Charbonnet, they got to shut him down. And Pittsburgh is going to put an emphasis on the run, stopping the run.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to open it up for those receivers. Cooper Kupp looked dead week 1. He'll bounce back. He'll get 50, 60 yards receiving. But Pittsburgh is going to make Sam Darnold beat him, and I don't think he can. Pittsburgh's offense, who knows what we're going to do. I see them putting up another. This offense is designed to score 24-27.
Mm-hmm.
So give me Pittsburgh 27, Seattle 20. Pittsburgh moves to 2-0 in the year.
Do you expect, we got about 3-4 minutes left because we had a lot of talking pregame because we were talking all that shit to our producer. Do you think, because Joey Porter's going to be back. He had a hamstring injury. Mike called it a minor injury. He's expected to play. Is this foreshadowing with Jackson Smith and Jigma how we're going to cover Jamar Chase? I know you got a lesser T. Higgins on the other side of the ball in Cooper Kupp at this point.
Not in my opinion, not really, because what I see happening this week, and they just brought in Jabril Peppers, as we all know. And Mike Tomlin even said in his press conference, he said, just so you know, Jabril's in the building. We're signing him. He's playing this weekend. So if I'm them, I'm not out thinking the room. Ramsey's going to guard JSN. And then JPJ takes the second guy, whoever that might be for them, which is Cooper Kupp. If he can't guard Cooper Kupp at this stage of Cooper Kupp's career, he was never our guy to begin with.
No.
And now you still have Peppers and them guys, Thornhill as safety, and you have Slay in the slot, and you got to lock down. Now all you have to do is stop the damn run.
Yes.
And until they do, I still say 27-20. Because they haven't shown me they're going to stop it. It's the same. They don't have to play another multi or dual threat quarterback until they get to Lamar and them guys. They got a run of them coming up. But you can use JJ's legs, McCarthy for the Vikings because he's young.
Yeah.
You can use Caleb because they're young. But you don't have Drake May, Sam Darnold next couple weeks. Even JJ McCarthy's not a running quarterback. But he and Drake May can do it because they're young. So Pittsburgh needs to shut that shit down, put Ramsey on JSN, and they should be able to slow the Seattle Seahawks offense if they tackle. Like, as hard as we are on Terrell Austin, I saw a lot of missed tackles. I told my wife, she said, how's the game going? Because she out in the water on the beach. I said, right now we had about 20 missed tackles. Anybody want to tackle? Somebody make a damn tackle.
And that's just not what we do.
How much do you, that's my question. So how much do you beat up the defensive coordinator? Because they're in the right spot. They're not making a tackle. So that's not scheme. That goes past him, and it goes to the head coach and the GM. Give me some guys that can tackle. I could put them in the right spot.
All right, last question
Whole nother show.
With the signing of Jabril Peppers coming in, this follows up Deshaun Elliott, our safety, being injured with had a knee injury in the game.
Yeah, he's out.
He's already
out for about 4 weeks.
Ruled out. Is this why we're signing Jabril Peppers, or like, do you think they were going to have we had the cap room?
Yes,
he's an available defensive back.
Did you hear me say yes? Because that's how Mike Tomlin cut off the reporter that asked him.
Fair enough.
The Deshaun Elliott's injury a reason why you signed? Yes, that's exactly what he said. So there's your answer.
Good. Fair enough.
Now, do we think they should have signed him anyway? I do.
Yep.
I do. To free up Jalen Ramsey more.
Yep, exactly.
But that's not what they did. They did it for the other reason. And the only reason I know that is because the head coach cut off the question and said, yes, it's out there to see. Go straight to his press conference.
Yep.
Yes. He cut off the question and said yes.
I love it. Give me your prediction one more time. Final score.
I'm going to go back. I think I might have bounced around the number, but I'm going to say 27-20 Pittsburgh in Acrisure. Seattle's going to try the ball control because why wouldn't you? Because Pittsburgh still has yet to prove they can stop the run.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you run it?
I'm going to go 27-10. I think the defense shows up. I think we control the ball. You got a couple touchdowns from the running backs. You get one from Aaron Rodgers, like Lou said, probably to a tight end. And, of course, Boswell's going to be out there in some way, shape, or form to kick a field goal. He always is. So, yeah, I'm thinking this is a cakewalk for us, in my opinion. But oftentimes, as I always say, listen to Lou, not to me. You're better off listening to Lou.
Look, Lou had it wrong last week. I had our offense right. I had our defense wrong.
Yeah, well, I think everybody.
Who saw us getting run over?
Not me starting our defense in fantasy football and losing. For Lou Willard, I'm Corey Idle. This is Six Rings Accounting, and we will catch you on the flip side.